If you want to buy a Tesla adapter for your EV, there's really only one choice right now. That is this Lectron Vortex Plus. I'm going to tell you why coming up. I'm Patrick, half of the electric duo. Let's go. In February of 2024, we were one of the first to get an adapter from Ford to use with our Mustang Mach-E on Tesla Superchargers. It was fantastic to have access. It gives us access to, I think now, over 17,000 different Tesla charging ports and over a couple of thousand Tesla Superchargers throughout the US. It's made our life so much easier on road trips, going up to LA, we're down here in San Diego County. Just having that option and flexibility to have so many more charging options has been fantastic. So if you have an EV that has access to the Tesla Supercharger network, but you need an adapter, I want to highly recommend this Lectron Vortex Plus. If you can get one from your manufacturer, Ford actually sent out, I think about 170,000 adapters to their customers for free up until a certain deadline. Then after that, now you got to buy one. GM, other manufacturers are doing different programs. Some of them are charging for their own adapter, but Lectron is a trusted brand. And how do I know that? Because Ford ended up working with Lectron to provide some of those free adapters. GM, I believe VW Group as well has worked with Lectron. So it's a good, reputable company. And I want to be very specific of why we're recommending the Lectron Vortex Plus. They had an Lectron Vortex, but now it's the Plus. The Plus certified means that it's been certified to UL2252. If you aren't familiar with UL and with all those numbers, just know that that is what designates that this is a safe adapter. It's been designed to a standard that basically includes the materials, drop tests, the sensors that are inside, the micro switches, all of the technical details that you really shouldn't have to worry about. Being certified means that it's safe to use and use for a long period of time, for over many years, that it can withstand drops, that it can withstand charging in the heat, it can withstand charging in the cold, it can withstand charging in wet conditions. All of those things have been tested because it's UL2252 certified. That is super critical, and as of right now, it's the only one that you can buy. If you may recall, we did a video with Amphenol. They have a UL2252 certified adapter. Unfortunately, it's not available right now. This one is, and it has some very key features that make it so that it easily passes that test. I won't say easily because I didn't actually certify it or test it, but it does pass. So there's a couple of sensors that are built inside the adapter that are monitoring the temperature. And what that'll do is, like, if it gets up to a certain temperature, it will slow down the charging. And if necessary, if it gets too hot, it will stop charging. That's one key factor that should be in every adapter that you consider. It also has micro switches. So when you plug this into your EV, it should get locked in, so you can't push this switch. But if for some reason it's not locked on, you should have here a little micro switch, and you probably can't hear that. I'll see if I can do this. You can hear the micro switch, and what that does, that sends a kill signal to the charging session so that it will stop charging if that somehow gets pressed while it's hooked to your car and a charging session is in progress. That keeps it from having an arc flash by just yanking it out. The same thing goes on the other side. This is the switch that keeps the Tesla cable connected, or from, when you press it, it allows you to disconnect the Tesla cable, and there should also be a switch there. But one of the key things that the Lectron Vortex Plus adds over their previous version is that there's a little push thing in here. You can't really see it. I'll see if I can get it up close. And what happens is as that's connected to the car, if it's plugged in, you cannot push this switch. It locks it in. So you can't just accidentally push that in and disconnect it from the car. All of these are to prevent that arc flash. And an arc flash is basically, you know how like if you plug something into the outlet of the wall, you sometimes get that little bit of a spark. Well, that's okay if it's like 10 or 15 amps. You're dealing with potentially up to 500 amps of power going through this. So you don't want that. You want the session to end before you're able to disconnect. The other key part of this, of course, is that when it's plugged in and charging, these draw a lot of power. There's a lot of power going through this, a lot of energy going through this during a charging session. And for 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time, it can heat up quite a bit. Now, you and I may go like, oh, it feels hot. It actually doesn't get that hot. It's like we tested with the Vortex when we had that, and it was less hot than a cup of coffee. So like, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily want to hold the cup of coffee, but it's not actually going to burn you, but it can feel quite warm, but it is still 100% safe. But the materials that this is built with are designed to withstand that heat over and over again and keep the car and you, of course, completely safe. Now, why is this so important and why am I so adamant about this? It's because there's been a lot of adapters that are showing up on Amazon, and a lot of these companies have actually even reached out to us and inquired if we would do a review of their adapter. And I was saying, nope, it's not certified safe. I'm not going to review it. I finally just went ahead and said, go ahead, send me your adapter. Did not promise that it would be a positive review or anything, but I got a couple of them and I'm just going to bring them up. Like in the first one, you may think, wow, it looks like they just copied a design. And they did, but it's missing key details. First of all, let's just look at like the top switch on each of these. You see how this one is exposed? That means, these type of things can get damaged easily if you do a drop test. Now, I could drop each of these a couple of times and they may both survive. When it's UL2252 certified, it goes to a lab and they drop it from like 3-4 feet high. I forget what the exact specification is. And they do it a lot, like over 100 times, I believe. And the same thing, like the materials here, it sounds like cheap plastic. This one here, it's like a solid different material that's a key difference. So like if you drop this, they also run it over with a car. So it's like all of those are tested in a lab for like the Lectron. This one, they say it's designed to that specification, but no one's actually tested it. I can also tell, like I showed you that interlock, this one doesn't have an interlock as well. And then the worst part is like down here, like this one, there's no switch here. So somebody could technically like just press that in and it's going to let you just like yank the cable out, even if it's in the middle of a charging session. Very dangerous for this one. And then there's like this one here, and it's like, this looks like I ordered this and this showed up from Temu, as the joke always goes. It just doesn't even look safe. Doesn't have a micro switch on this side. This one down here, over here, it has like this like slider switch, but it's not a micro switch there that will disconnect. Not that I can hear. It might have one. It's really hard to tell, but it feels super cheap. And these may be $60, $70 cheaper than the Lectron Vortex Plus, but is that really worth it? You're going to take your $50,000 EV or $30,000 EV or $20,000 EV and plug it in and risk your life because you save $50, $60, $70. I know maybe I'm being dramatic about it, but again, look at what an arc flash looks like. You can go Google, search on YouTube for arc flash demos and things like that. It's scary to see what it looks like even with 100 or 200 amps. And again, up to 500 amps could flow through these things. So highly recommend this. And I would say, like, we went out and tested this. We didn't go out and test it. We went out and did a demo with it. The testing has been done in a lab. This one is the only UL2252 certified adapter. We'll put links down below. I just checked with them. They said they're going to be having some specials coming up during the holiday season. They're usually running some specials, even on Amazon. We'll put links to Amazon because I know a lot of you like to use your Prime account and just get things quickly. But we can also I think we can pop up links now with YouTube shopping to like Lowe's and Home Depot or whatever. So we'll try to do all that because I really do want people to have access to the Tesla Supercharger network, have so many more options, but do it safely. And if GM and Ford and VW Group can trust Lectron, I can trust Lectron. And until there's any other UL2252 certified adapter out there, this is the one to buy. So let me show you what it's like using these in real life. Spoiler alert, I did not use those others because I didn't think it was safe, but I'll show you how easy this adapter is to use. So now we're actually here at where we charged our Mach-E for the first time at a Tesla Supercharger back in February of 2024. But I want to just do a demo of this and show like some of these features that I think are useful out in the field. I'm not testing it out. A lot of times it'd be like, hey, we're gonna go test it out. This isn't really a test, it's more of a demo. All the testing has been done to make it UL2252 certified by a testing body. So they actually do the things of like dropping it, plugging it in, trying to get water to intrude into it, testing and making sure it passes all of those. Doing one drop test won't do that. Doing hundreds of drop tests will do that. So no matter what we're doing today, we're just gonna demo it. But let me show you what I think, why this is such a good adapter. First of all, feels very solid. What a nice audible click when it gets put on. Now I can actually pull it right back off, but there again, there's that magic that's in there. It has an interlock that's built into there so that once it makes the connection with the car, it prevents this from being pulled out. I may demo that. I may not. It just seems so dodgy to do that. And that's where the danger is in the non-UL2252 certified adapters really comes from, is that somebody could literally just walk by, maybe absent-minded, and you think like, I don't have to worry about it because I'm not going to do that. But the reality is like if you are charging often, that one time where you maybe forget and you like just pull on it, or you have some kid walk by and they pull on it, could be very, very, very dangerous. Or if you're like us, like we actually don't charge that often, maybe a couple of times every 6 months, you may just forget the order. So this is why it's important to have these safety features built into it. I can also, it's sort of like you can't probably hear this, but I can hear there's a micro switch on each of these. It's very audible to hear, and just such a good system here. So we're gonna go ahead and demo it. We have plug and charge enabled. So literally, once it's in, I hear it click on there, and then now you'll notice like I can't push that button because the car has locked onto it. It's going to turn blue, and then within a few seconds it should start flashing blue, indicating that it's charging. And then there, the flashing already started. So it takes about 20 seconds or so with the Mach-E. We have an Equinox we've tested, supercharging out. It's all about the same. Now, once it's plugged in and charging, it should perform just like you are used to it, like any non-Tesla charger. It'll start charging pretty fast and then it'll slow down. Now, what you also want to be concerned with is like, does the adapter get hot as the car is charging? It will get warm. You may even consider it hot, but it's within the safe standards. And again, we could demo this. We could do like 10 of these in a row. But what's really important is like it's been tested to UL2252 in a lab where they do multiple charges in a row and really test to make sure that it doesn't get too hot. And they even do tests to see like if they force it to be too hot, does it actually fail in a proper way that is safe? And again, that's the key, is like keeping things safe. It's if you're out and it's like 120 degrees outside, like we were a couple of years ago, and charging, you want to make sure that the charging will derate before it gets excessively hot. So that's the key thing with this. You may touch it, it may feel warm, you may even say it's hot, but it's within the safe standards. Right now we just plugged in. I can't feel any heat whatsoever. Of course we're not. And I'll check my trusty app here, and we'll take a screenshot of it once I get it up, just to show that it is fast charging. I missed the peak. It probably hit about 150 kilowatts, which is the limit of the Mustang Mach-E. We're charging at 119 kilowatts now. So it should function just as normal. Like once you have it, you plug it in, if you have plug-in charge, you can just go ahead and hit, just plug it in and it'll take care of itself. We have a video showing 4 different ways of starting a charge. It may vary by your car, but basically, if you have plug-in charge, that's the easiest. You can just plug in. If not, you can also, if you have the adapter, you can get a Tesla account and then start a charge using the Tesla account. It'll basically, as soon as it comes up, it'll show, after you have your car in there and your payment in there, it'll say, I need to charge, or find a charger, I think is what it says. And then you can start a charge. And you'll notice that the charger down here is labeled 3B. So I would say, like, I'm at this station and I want to activate 3B in the app, and then that's another way I would start a charge. Also, with whatever manufacturer you have, whether it's Chevy, GM, Kia, most of them have a way to start a charge with their app. I'm not sure about all of them. I know that we've done it with Rivian and Chevy, and of course the Ford app. I can do the same thing. I say, like, I'm here, I want to charge at 3B in Santa Monica, and it will start to charge that way. So there's multiple ways. Some cars you can start the charge within the car as well. So there's multiple ways. Easiest is plug-in charge. I'd say the second easiest is Tesla, because then you're having like a unified experience. And really just fairly simple, and that's all there is to it. So don't be afraid of, like, I got an adapter, it's going to complicate things. Really, the simple thing is like you can just slap it on and then you handle your charging just like you would at like a non-Tesla station. You just got to get your payment set up. There are no screens usually on Teslas. There are a few that do have charging screens. They're usually on the side, and they look different than this one because they're their version 4 of their cabinets. And some of them have the screen on the side where they can take a credit card payment. Most don't. I've never done the credit card payment with a Tesla. It's always just easier to do the app or plug-in charge. So again, though, it's really not that complicated. But this adapter is doing fine. It's still just sort of ambient temperature, not heating up whatsoever. We're still charging fine. I'm really happy that they went to the level of doing a UL2252 certified adapter. Bottom line is, like, we highly recommend this. We're not paid by Lectron to say that. It's just 100% by UL2252 certified adapter, or one from your manufacturer, because like Chevy and GM, Chevy, Ford, and others, sometimes they have their adapters. Some of those are actually made by Lectron, some are made by Tesla. If you get it from whoever makes your car, you can be assured that it's okay to use. But if you're not getting one from them, if you're looking on Amazon, double check to see that it's UL2252 certified. As of right now, I can tell you the Lectron is the only one out there. There are some others that are supposedly working on it. A to Z, which we've reviewed in the past, they're supposedly working on their certification. Amphenol is another brand. We looked at their adapter, they got it certified, but it's not available for sale yet. So there may be other options, but for right now, don't buy anything other than the Lectron Vortex Plus. So now I'm done charging. I'm gonna hit the button, stop the charging, then I can just push the button over here to release from the car. Once I've done that, I just basically do there. I can unplug it, we'll put the cable away. Always make sure it's secure before you let it go. Sometimes they all easily fall. We'll close everything up, but super easy, and we're on our way. So as you can see, super simple, super easy. Other things to note about this, it is pretty much a pretty hefty adapter. It feels like it weighs a couple of pounds. I forgot how much it weighs. I weighed one of the previous ones, so this is like 1.7 pounds actually. The other thing to note is it only works on Tesla Superchargers. If your friend or a hotel that you're traveling to has a destination charger or wall charger, as they may call it, this will not work with it. You'll need a different one. Lectron also sells one of these. It weighs quite a bit less because the cabling and the the copper inside is not quite as robust, and it doesn't need to be, because this only supports up to, I think this one is 48 amps that it supports. We have a video on this so that we show you the details of this and recommend this. I don't like, this one is like, you absolutely should buy this. This one, you may need it. I like carrying it around with us on road trips, because there's been a couple of times where we stopped at a hotel. They had a Tesla charger, and just by using this, I was able to get like a free $35 charge, free EV charging for our car. So it sort of like pays for itself, and it's just a nice insurance policy. So I actually recommend buying both. This one, I'm like, you really should buy. We have done a lot of videos about using the Tesla Supercharger with our Mustang Mach-E and our Chevy Equinox. It applies pretty much the same for all non-Tesla EVs, and how you can save money by having a Tesla membership, different ways you can activate a Tesla Supercharger session. It's all pretty straightforward, but if you want those videos, check the links down in the description, or maybe I'll pop one up here. And if you have any questions about it, please just reach out to me. I'm always here to answer your questions and help you get charging so you can get on your way. And if you have any questions that you want us to ask of Lectron, drop them down below. We can forward them over. Maybe they'll answer in the comments, or they'll get the questions answered back to me. So either way. But in any case, I hope you consider this one. Hopefully there's more UL2252 certified Tesla adapters, NACS adapters coming out soon. But it is really great to have that option and that flexibility. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, also drop those down in the comments. We are always looking for different video ideas. If you want more tutorials about supercharging with any EV, we can do that type of stuff. Thank you to our Patreon members. Names are scrolling down below. Some of you guys have been with us for years now, and we very much appreciate it. We have the Unbridled, the Engage, and the Whisper levels, so you can pick which level that you want to help us out monthly, and we appreciate that. We also have YouTube memberships. We only have the $2 a month level. There's been some requests to like come up with different levels like we do with Patreon. We're gonna try to do that as well, to give you some options for contributing monthly. But we appreciate everybody, even the $2 a month, and even all of you that just watch our video, like it, give it a thumbs up, share it. We appreciate all of that. It helps us grow constantly. And with that, I'm going to say, whatever you drive and however you charge it with whatever adapter, as long as it's UL2252 certified, enjoy the ride. Bye.